everyone. I am back with another episode of the Unboxed Pearls podcast, and I am Kelly, your host. Now, we're going to talk today to my best friend. She's a mother, grandmother, daughter, sister, and a friend. So I want you to get as excited as I am. But first of all, can you just like this video? Because it's going to be good. You're going to like it. So you can just go down and like the video. I want you to also subscribe to this channel. Follow me a little bit. So you need to hit that notification bell so that you would know when a video does come in, and make a comment. Tell us what you would like to hear on this channel. So I'm going to introduce to you my very best friend, Nikki. So Nikki, thank you so much for coming on Unboxed Pearls. Girl, how you doing?
Hey, I'm so glad to be here, Kel. A long time coming, and here we are.
Yes, ma'am. It has been. It has been. I have been just wanting us to get together and really just talk because the truth of the matter is a lot of folk probably don't have a friend, let alone a best friend. And when they hear how long we've been friends, it's gonna shock them because we look good, girl. They would never guess how many years we've been rolling. But girl, tell them a little something about who you are, Nikki. Just talk a little bit about yourself.
I am a 54-year-old
Girl,
woman.
you don't look like it.
Thank you, girl. Mother of two, grandmother of five. One is in heaven. Um, Down to earth. Um, God fearing. Um, just out here trying to make it like everybody else. The struggle is real.
It's real, huh?
Yeah, I'm single, would love to mingle. Unfortunately, we're not in the time for that. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say that, but things have certainly changed over the years. Being a divorcee, it wasn't this hard before, and now it is really challenging. But other than that, working mother, just trying to stay above water, just trying to make it out here. I'm faking it until I make it, Kill.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And you're making it. You're making it really, really well. And everything you said, that hey, listen, I like to verify it for our listeners. Yeah, everything she said, she is all of those things and down to earth for real. For real. For
Too
real.
down.
She is well, yeah, okay, we weren't gonna say that, but yeah, tell the truth. That's what we do on here. We're gonna have
Yeah.
a raw conversation about us. So yeah, absolutely. Nikki, do you remember when we met? I'm not listen, you 54. That would make me 55. So do you remember when we met? How long have we been friends?
No, ma'am. I cannot remember when we met. I can honestly say I believe maybe in kindergarten to first grade, something like that, because I just seemed like I remember knowing you all my life. Like we were family. Like I was just introduced to you. Like here she is. And so a long time. I mean,
Yeah,
a long time. We go a
yeah.
long.
We do. We really do. And I would guess about the same. I'm thinking because we lived in the neighborhood together. So I would say 4 to 5 years old. We
Yeah.
were just out of toddler stages when we met. I don't know how it happened, um, what it looked like. I don't remember before you came along. Honestly, I don't. I'm with you. You've been there all my life, so I have no clue when we met, how we met, or any of that. And I think that's the beauty of it, of having a friend that you can say that about. That I've known her for 50 years. That is amazing in itself because when you think about your friends, how many do you have that you've had that long?
None.
20
You
years.
are
20.
you are the lucky one.
Oh, yeah, my pleasure. Right. Forgot to say that. Yeah. My pleasure. I get to be friends with Nikki, and
Yeah.
y'all get to know her. Okay. It is my pleasure to be your friend. Absolutely. What do you remember about my parents?
Oh my God. Um, just the best ever. They just took me in. Like, I really thought I was part of the family. Very kind, very loving, very supportive. Um, I just loved your parents. Like, that was my second home. Like, um, anything we could ask for, we could get, or, just the feeling of love, just love. Very honest though, we couldn't they were very honest with us. They wouldn't sugarcoat anything. But I have very fond memories of both your mom and your dad. And
Yeah.
I was that adopted child. Like, I was that kid. You were the baby. I was the second oldest in my tribe. So I'm always trying to be down there because babies usually tend to get, you know what I'm saying, everything. Whereas when I'm at home, I have to play, no, you're the
You're the big
older one.
sister.
Yeah, you have to be responsible for your little sisters. But yeah, your parents were amazing. And I feel what you feel about, them, and very good memories. Just very good. Your mom just talking to us and advising us and always had a word for us about just things in life and everything. Your dad, always the jokester, always funny, working, but took time out to, be there for not only his kids, but his adopted daughter that he didn't know he adopted.
I mean, look, y'all shared those dimples.
Yeah.
People would think you were more his daughter than me. It's like, look, I did one, kind of, sort of, not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have them. Daddy had those dimples that would just go from here all the way and wrap around his
Yeah.
face like yours.
Very deep. Yes.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, they would call him Dimples, so yeah, because he had such deep dimples. So, yep, people thought we were sisters, I guess, because you were kind of pudgy like me.
Yeah. Well, we were the two pudgy girls growing up on Vine Street. It's okay. It's
That's right. That's
because
right.
they stayed with us, so it was meant to be.
That's right. That's it. That's right. They're like, there's the pudgy ones going to the store and buying penny candy all the
Okay.
time. So yes, yes. And how you used to amaze me is to get a jawbreaker or that hard candy and just crunch on it. I'm like, what are you break your teeth doing?
Yes, and those now and laters,
Oh my God. Yes.
they
My
were.
God, now.
Yeah, they were. And surprisingly, I did have a lot of cavities, but I'm only missing one tooth. So good with the candy.
Wow. I used to always have cavities too, but
Yeah.
I knew why eating all of that candy. What's the purpose of a best friend versus a friend versus an acquaintance? What is the point of our relationship?
The family that you weren't born with. A best friend, like a sister. Um, a best friend is family. Someone who is there for you. You tell everything to. Like, I don't think that it's anything about me that you don't know. Um, so I have people that I've met along the way. Um, some, I have some type of contact with or whatever, whether it be Facebook or something, but not a bond, not a connection, not like I'm the oldest daughter, so I don't have an older sister. So it's like I have an older sister and you. So it's family. Best is what is the best. It's
Mhm.
family. The person you didn't maybe think you needed, but definitely you got, and you're like, yeah, I needed that. I needed this big sister. I needed this relationship. The love that's there. I don't think that it's anything that I go through or could go through that my best friend wouldn't be there for me, and that's hard to say. And I can honestly say that's what it has been for me. Every time I call, you answer. When you can't, you get back to me. When I'm down, you try to bring me up. Again, when I want to tell something that's, maybe heavy, and don't really want to disclose, or, you know what I'm saying, personal, I feel like I can tell my best friend.
Yeah.
Never judge, never, never has looked down on a situation, always prayed it up, and enlightened and advised, and, just like a big sister.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. It's nice to have that because I remember times when I went through some stuff and I'm like, Nikki, what is, and you were able to explain that to me and say, hey, this is what you're seeing. And I'm, "Really? Is that what I'm seeing? Is that what the person is seeing?" And you come over and give me lasagna or something, walk me through it or whatever it is. So it is. It's just a great thing to be able to have a best friend. Let me backtrack because I remember your parents too, and I remember your dad. Oh, your dad could cook. I would come over there, Nikki. I mean, it should be embarrassing, but it's really not. But I would come over there like clockwork, 5:30. If I hit it right, he was gonna be in there just finishing up cooking dinner. So then I would come in. He'd say, "Kelly, you hungry?" No, no, no. Sit down, sit down. And I don't know how he did it with one chicken and fed all of y'all, but he fed me too. So I would just go over there for the fried chicken. He put something on the grill in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
It's freezing outside, literally, and he's out there on the grill. You could smell him down the street cooking on the grill. So yeah, he could cook, and your mother could go. She was, I would always see her going somewhere with her friends, and she was going to be out of the house doing something somewhere, but getting y'all told too. I used to love that, how she would get the, it was just funny to me because my parents wouldn't do that. So when your mother would do it, I'm like, whoa, okay, that's creative.
And
How she
she's still
she's
going,
so
and
creative with it.
still cussing, just not as much.
She was creative with it. Yeah, I mean, it was an art. It was like artwork. I just, it was amazing to me how she could do that. So yeah, I remember your parents as well. Um, so several years ago, Nikki, you had a diagnosis. Do you want to talk about that and share
Sure,
what?
this is a testimony and a blessing, and it all, because in 2004 I was diagnosed with CML, which is chronic myelogenous leukemia. And at the time, I was so naive. I was like, this happens to white people. This doesn't happen to Black people. I've never heard of a Black person with leukemia before. And so, of course, it was devastating and shocking. And it's like, how did this happen? And it just does. It just randomly happens to people. They don't have a rhyme or reason. Um, at the time, so blessed. At the time, they had medications that were just hitting the market to treat this disease. And um, the life expectancy was 3 to 5 years prior to this medication. And this was in
Mm,
2004. And now we're
wow.
in 24.
Yeah.
And I was able to stop taking the medication. It was one pill. It was side effects and they were pretty ugly, but nothing that was just detrimental to, you would want to take the medicine and just deal with them. But I took that medicine for, I can't remember, some years. And every time I would go and get my blood drawn every 3 months, my numbers would be steady and everything. Still detectable. It's still detectable to this day, which is why I don't think I can say I'm in remission. But the numbers are so low, they don't require medication.
Wow.
Just know that I have a positive chromosome for CML. So when I tell you the journey, and again, that best friend through it all, praying me right through when I didn't want to pray for myself sometimes. So it is truly, a testimony and a blessing. And you never know when things like that happen. And
Mhm.
you need that best friend. I would recommend to anybody, if you have somebody that's good in your life. So many people, Kel, to jump off the subject, are really quick to let go of relationships. You
Mhm.
know, you said something that I didn't like, so I don't want to talk to you. Or, you did something that embarrassed me, or whatever the case may be. And whether it happened to us or not, I can't necessarily remember a time that it had. But I would just say, for people and friendships, when you have, sometimes things are worth fighting for. And when you have that good friend, you need to fight for them, because you never know what tomorrow is going to bring. You don't know what's around the corner, and you will need that person in your corner. I'm grateful that I don't think we've ever experienced that, but maybe the distance, I don't know. Maybe when people are close and they together every day, it's a little bit different. But for us, it has worked. We have conquered and have been able to honestly not just be friends, but best friends for 50 years.
Yeah,
That's so
it
it's
is.
something, yeah, recommend that people, when you find something good, someone good, hold on to them, and don't let pride and things of that nature, misunderstandings, lack of communication, um, get in the way of that. Because everybody needs somebody, and you definitely need somebody that's
Yeah,
good for it.
absolutely. When I think of the key to our relationship and how it stayed that way, because really, if people really knew you, they knew me, they probably wouldn't put us together as best friends, because we are somewhat of opposite thinking, not opposite thinking in our morals and spiritually or anything like that, but I mean how we even during our teen years, you had a group of friends that I would never have hung with, right? And those are the ones that you hung with. And I was the geek crowd. I had the geeky crowd friends that I would have hung with, and that didn't disturb our relationship. We still stayed friends through that because we had what we had together as friends. So the key, I think, if I had to put it down to one thing, is let that person be who they are. Don't try to change somebody into who you are. Because I'm gonna tell you what, Nikki, it's hard to get along with me. So I don't want me as a friend. I have to just be honest. I don't need a Kelly as a friend. She kind of irritating and push you a little bit sometimes. So you need someone who can go to the other side, who can be your opposite to a degree, to tell you things that you wouldn't tell yourself. To see things that you wouldn't see for yourself. So if you can find someone that you could just let them be them, you be you, and y'all be yourselves together, then and have that bond together, that it's not breakable. And I think maybe it helped that we were babies practically when we
Yeah.
met. That might have helped too. But when you think back though, think about all the people that we knew. We don't know them today.
Mm-mm.
We don't have a lot of friends that we kept around for a long time that we went to school with. And so yeah, sometimes they do fall off the relationship. But I'm the one you're talking about when you say quick to end a relationship. So I don't know how we
Yeah.
stayed together for 50 years,
you,
because
that, you,
I'm quick.
I think you didn't want to get beat up if you would have ended our
ah,
relationship.
yeah, I don't want you sending your brothers to
Yeah,
'cause they
that's,
probably would have.
you are the one to cut a person off, like, done.
I will put you. I listen, act up one good time and you will be on the block list so fast.
I would be like, what happened?
Do do. Hey, I don't have a problem with blocking some folks. I might even send you a text. You're about to be blocked. I don't care. You know what? This is the truth. As I get older, the easier that becomes. And the reason is because I really don't need someone to vex my spirit. It's enough going on. Like you said, 2004, you're diagnosed with leukemia. That was really the worst thing that we could hear at that
mm,
time. You know,
mm,
I didn't want to hear that. It just broke my heart. So, how many people do I need in my life to have to go through major things with? You know, it's only the ones that you love very deeply that you want to have to spend that time and that energy going through. And you almost need to preserve your energy to go through, because that's what life does. You know, we're not going to live forever. We're not going to always be well forever. It's going to be some days when we do have to lift each other, and we're going to have to, we're already growing old together. But we're in our 50s. Who would have ever thought it? At this point, but yeah. So yeah, I do. I cut them off a little, probably too much. I do. I admit it, but it's only gonna get worse from here. Uh, what's your
oh,
biggest what's your biggest lesson that stays with you in this life? And then I'll ask the last question after that. But what's your biggest lesson throughout all the years? What have you learned?
um, to trust. I think to trust. I think to love freely. I think to, like you said early, just be who you are. Um, we have to treat others as we want to be treated. Um, I've always been God fearing, but as I get older and grow older, I'm learning that things that may have been important before are not as important now. And the relationship, like going to God, is like before it was like, you got to go to church, you got to do this, you got to do that. And I'm just more into now just loving on Him and knowing that He loves on me. And that's the trusting. If I can trust God, I should trust man. Um, but also in that trust, Kelly, I don't have a lot of time. Time is of the essence.
Mm,
I don't
that's good.
have time to put into things. So I'm going to trust and love, but you don't have too many times to mess that up. I'm learning to move on and be okay with moving on. I'm
Good.
learning that it's okay to be alone.
Mm,
Four siblings, fairly decent sized family. Started losing cousins at such a young age, and they started dropping off and everything. And it's like it's okay. You have who you have and who's here, and you have to keep going and everything. But yeah, learning to just know that all I need is God. That's what I need first and foremost, and He tells me that I should love, and trust, and I guess I don't need friends if it's not going to be beneficial. And that, I mean, when I say beneficial, not in just beneficial, yeah, just to be a friend to someone who is a friend back to you.
right.
I don't know, Kel, that was a deep question.
Yeah, I mean, and I get you on that one though. When you say beneficial, I don't think it deserves any extra explanation, right?
Uh-huh.
That is there are benefits to having friends. Um, and you need to have people who honor you and love you back.
Mm,
And so many times we get in these one-sided relationships. With men, we can get in one-sided relationships where it's give but no take. He takes and we give, or maybe he's giving and we taking. Yeah, I've had that too. Um, and that's it. But to have the give and take, you go back and forth. That's the benefit of friendship, right? Friendship should be two ways. It shouldn't be just a one-way street with that relationship. So I totally understand what you're saying. And I think my lessons are along the way of yours. It's I've learned to open up more. I've always been the person of do it myself.
Mm.
I'm learning, and I think it was just with mama passing away a couple of years ago that I learned how to open up and let people in a little bit more. So some of my thing where I would cut off a relationship was my past hurts as a child turned into, oh, if you're gonna hurt me, then you gotta go, kind of thing. Instead of, like you said earlier, Nikki, you said you hold on to those relationships, learn how to navigate through and work it out with people. When you find someone that's good, don't just take their worst quality and use that to end that relationship.
Yeah.
But I would go in looking for a way out a lot of times in a relationship, to be honest with you. That's what it was. And I think with us, because we met so young, then it's a little harder to do because we created a bond at a young age. So it would have been like trying to work my way out of a relationship with my brother or my sister. You can't do that. Your parents, that's just who they are. That's who they will be. So in my view, you're my sister and you'll be my sister until the day I die, no matter what.
Hmm.
Even if I get upset with you, hey, let me hang up the phone now and I'm gonna call you back later and tell you what I really want to say. But we'll get out. I don't, and this is my attitude. This is how I am, and you know this. I can get upset with you and then go to lunch with you later. Once I said it, I'm done.
Uh-huh.
I don't have to sit there and be angry about it for long. I tell you what I feel, and then you can take it how you like, and then let's go to lunch.
Yeah.
It's
And
that
see
easy.
and I think I'm just the opposite because I'll be like, and I'm just like, and can't let it go. So like, yeah, and you'll be like, but why, Nikki? Because, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, right. Bring it down, and you're right. It just doesn't, have to manifest. Let's leave it where it. You said what you said. You meant what you said, and let's go from there. Everything though for me, I know how you are, and you have always been that person. Like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do, like it or not. And then behind it is love, though.
Mhm.
After a while, conversation maybe, and then you feed into, oh, okay, well then that's where that came from, or it's not. Um, like for me, it's like, for you, it's like stern. It's like
Mhm.
I know what I want, I know what I'm gonna, and I'll be like, teeter totter, and then I'm like, what? So I think that I've learned that from you to really what you want or what you want to say and how you feel is legitimate, and it's okay to say no. It's okay to disagree. It's okay to not really care for somebody. It's
Mhm.
all in how you handle it.
Yeah, yeah, that's so good because when you say that, excuse me, when we were younger, you had this friend that you liked that I didn't like. Remember her? Yeah.
But yeah,
You know who I'm
rest,
talking about,
rest
huh?
in peace. Rest in
Rest in
peace.
peace. That's right. That's right. You know what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
So she lived in the neighborhood. She was on the street. I didn't like her. We had a conversation, and I don't know if I ever told you about that. But we had a conversation one time, and she said to me, "I don't like you." And I said, "Oh, I'm so glad you said that." We're young now. We're like 10, 11 years old having this conversation. She said, "I don't like you," and I said, "You know what? So I'm so glad you told me that because I don't like you either." We were after that. We didn't like each other. We understood what the mission was. We liked you, but we didn't like each other. So, okay, now that we understand that, and you understand that Nikki don't like you really like that, she likes me better, then we
Uh-huh.
good.
Absolutely.
We good. I never said that to her. She would have really, that probably would have broke her little heart. But
Yeah.
yeah, we were good. And that's exactly the type of person that I am to this day. Everybody don't have to like me. I don't have to like everybody. And I really go in, as a minister, I will go to the Bible and tell you, it doesn't say that I have to like anybody. It says love. I gotta love everybody, but I don't have to like them. Everybody don't have to like me, but they're supposed to love me according to the word. So I'm good with people not liking me. It's less people that it makes it less chaotic in my book. because I think friendships are special and they should be honored, and you don't take those lightly. And you should have a person that you can bond with on a level that nobody else will be able to bond with you on, you know, that really becomes a part of you. You know, when you get married, you say until death do us, right? So it's the same thing with your best friend. It ought to be until death do us. We came in together practically and we'll go out together, you know. So when one of us leave, that's it. That's how our relationship will end. So I think from you, I did learn to just kind of the bending piece, right? Learn how to bend a little bit. Don't be so rigid. You're gonna break because you are so rigid. Because I am. I'm hard headed. I'm rigid, but I've learned to be a little more pliable. Like, oh, you know what? You can kind of let some of that stuff go. You don't have to be so rigid. Honestly. So yeah, it's really good. So the last question that I would ask you is, what would you tell little Nikki? You know, Noodles. What would you tell? That's her nickname. My sister gave her that. She would have these long noodles hanging from her
I
head.
gave me
What
that
would you tell
name.
her?
Still to this day, I am
She still
Noodles.
call
I'm
you Noodles.
4-year-old Noodle.
They look like noodles. They were just hanging there. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
real long too. They were just there.
I couldn't-
They'd start here and then they just go all the
Yeah,
way down.
hair though, too.
Yeah.
Just couldn't do hair. Yeah. So I'm sorry, but the question again.
What would you tell her? What would you tell little Nikki now that you know what you know?
To be probably Kelly a little bit more serious. Like for me, I think everything is just laxy daisy. And just go with the flow. To me, I would probably say I needed to be more disciplined, um, more focused, serious about things. Don't take everything so lightly because you need a plan. You need a plan. Even to this day, I'm still that nothing too serious. Nothing bothers me. But I mean, that's how I've been all along. So I wish I could have more focused, more driven. I am so just relaxed, laid back, like the house on fire. Oh well, let me get my phone, and get up out of here. No urgency to anything. No, you hate your job. Let's go back to school, huh? Go back to school, huh? Everything is just so. So I kind of wish I could have told myself to get in that habit then, and it wouldn't be so hard now because, like the Bible say, train up a child in the way they should go. If I had a trained in to come to now, I could be a more focused and a more driven person. I am truly just here. I with that part in the Bible where it says not to worry about tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Worry about today. Tomorrow have its own set of problems. It's so me. I don't, I listen to you lately. You've been talking a lot about 401k, and it's not that I'm not in a 401k, but I don't care. I'm worried about today. I don't care about tomorrow. God will provide and He'll make a way, and I think that that's something
Absolutely
in
will.
was a little bit more serious, a little bit more um structured, if you will, just no, this having this attitude. I think if I could have then been more, but I think it comes from, my parents weren't really, we do the right thing and that was it, but my parents weren't about anything, nothing. You're gonna go, but that was the given. But not to go to school, bring home straight A's or else type of, you know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
so it does to be just so relaxed. And I am still 54, so relaxed. I wonder if I had done things differently and went to college. I mean, I went to a little bit of college, but what would it have been like to go to a 4-year university and get serious about something? I didn't go to college until it was like this math ain't mathing on these paychecks. You know what I mean? I'm gonna need to do something different. So then you go and, you get try to go and get a degree and everything, to be able to provide a better life for me and my kids. But no urgency to it, Kel, no seriousness about it. No, it's just too, for me, just, I don't know. I would want to be more like my big sister, more focus driven, and so I really admire and respect, that. And I guess that's another reason why I love you and hang on and everything, because um you'll bring me there. You'll help me, you know what I'm saying? And I just need that in a person. And so that's part of too the reason why um longevity for our relationship has been there, because I see in you a lot of what I'm not, you know what I'm saying? And when you say a lot of things, it light bulb turn on. Okay, let me try this, or let me do this. Girl, go on and look at that 401k and see what you can do, because Kelly done said it 1, 2, 3 times now. You know what I'm saying? So get serious, put some fire under you, and make things happen. Because truly, nobody wants to retire broke, right? So yeah.
No, no, absolutely not. Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? And the reverse is true. Where sometimes, and I couldn't help but think while you were saying that, can you be too disciplined? Can you be too? I think it's part of my part of what I said earlier, where I am very stringent and strict. And I don't know if that came from my parents, because I wouldn't say that my siblings are necessarily that way. I think it was just a product of me um, growing up and my parents getting divorced and splitting up. So it's how I had to be. And then today it causes issue, because it's like, go, 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 go. It's no medium, it's no mid ground for me. It's either go, 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 get it done, done, done. And then I end up stressing myself out because it's not done and because I can't do it myself. And then it makes me have to go get help. And then I don't want to get help doing anything. So it puts me, it's a cycle that it's like, how a hamster is on a wheel? That's how I
Yeah.
feel sometimes. Like you just run and run. Where am I going? I'm going nowhere, and I'm just running, you know, in circles. So I think the mid ground is better. Yes, you want to plan. Yes, you want to prepare. Yes, you want to make sure that you are disciplined and focused on your goals, but you also want to be able to relax and let some things go. Nikki, I can't even go on vacation and relax. I have a hard time relaxing on vacation. I take a day off and I'm thinking, did I get that done? Did I get that done at work? What do I need to do? Oh, I got to do this for my sister. I got to do this for my mother. I got to do. I mean, I'm doing, always trying to find something to do, and then what it causes is I don't do it for myself. I'll do it for you, but I won't do it for me. So I'm trying to learn how to take care of myself in the process of doing that. So if I was to talk to the younger me, I would tell her, it's okay to take care of yourself. It's okay to say no and not feel guilty about it. It's okay to do things for yourself. What do you like to do? It's okay to discover who you are and love who you are, regardless of whether you're where you want to be or not. So it's okay. It's okay. So yeah, I kind of admire that, where you like, I ain't gonna worry about that, because we can over worry about some stuff that we can't even control it. I can't control tomorrow and what's gonna happen. I would say my one of my bigger lessons was when Mama was sick, and I knew that it was time. Um, I finally had to let go of the fact that I couldn't keep her here. I couldn't
Mm.
keep her alive. I had to let her go. So I think that helped me on a journey of relax. Don't get so upset about things because people aren't you. They're not thinking of things the same way. We need all of the thoughts. We need people to be able to think on their own. So I'm not as hard on my siblings as I used to be. Ooh,
Oh, you know, I know. I see the growth.
yeah,
I
yeah. I was rough on them, wasn't I? I was like,
Yeah,
Yep. They by the end of that conversation, yep, 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 yep. They were gonna get it by the end of that conversation. I know they hated calling me. Oh, they did. Because they know they were counting down 10, 9, 7, 3, 2, boom. And I was gonna go off.
Mm-hmm.
So I've learned to, and it was therapy. I really learned to just relax before you end up having a heart attack or a stroke over it. It's just not worth it. So yeah, that's good. That's good. Nikki, you know what? Thank you so much for coming on Unboxed Pearls and just being a part of my life. Because I know, I have a tendency to, get on folks' nerves sometimes. But, hey, I figure I stuck with you through the times you got on mine. So you should have stuck with me through the times I got on yours, right? Isn't that how that works? That's how best friends work. We just get on each other's nerves and then we stick with each other. And then we go get a pack of now laters and split them, the green ones.
Okay.
Um, or the red ones. Wait a minute, which one do we get? The grape ones? I don't know.
All,
But we
I got
all,
all of
and put them together and you get two flavors.
them.
Then they
Okay.
started doing, see, they should have got that from us because we used to put them together. You get the green and the red, put them together and you get two different flavors. But then they started splitting them and putting two flavors together on some now laters. And I'm like, hey, I think y'all got that from us. We're owed some royalties on that one for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, I think we thought that one up. Yeah. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add before we
Or just
close
that
it?
was about going candy store. We walk into the candy store. We walk in here. We doing this. We doing that. Never did so much walking as a kid. We used to just walk and just
Walk to
lollygag.
school. Yeah, we walked
Jump
in the
stuff.
snow. For real, in the past
That
snow.
too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We did. Yes, we
A
did.
lot of great memories. A lot of great memories, and we're continuing to make them. 50 years later, blessing. It's truly a blessing. I'm truly blessed to have you as my best friend.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
this has been a journey that I would not change. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change a thing. Um, Good stuff, good people, good heart. I love you. I love you
Love
like
you.
the sister my parents didn't give me, the older.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And
love
nothing
you.
that and yeah. So
Yeah. That it is. It has been an awesome journey and you are a girl. No, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't go back and change it. It is some memories that we can hold on to forever from even the smallest thing to the biggest things, some of the things that we had to laugh about and some of the things we had to cry about along the way. At least we had each other to be able to cry about some of those things and make each other laugh about some of the things that we had to go through. So and look, we got to get back to being able to take our vacation. Remember the year we were going to start, we were going to go on a vacation every year, and then daddy got sick. See, them parents just throw monkey wrenches and stuff like that. I mean, it's so selfish of him to get sick and die like that. But anyway, so
I got to
ain't
tell
gonna
you
miss it.
at Mama Alice, but that's off the video.
Okay. Oh boy. Yes, indeed. Those parents of ours, they are just
Then
beautiful creations. They
yeah.
are beautiful creations. They really are. So, Nikki, I love you so much. Thank you for coming on Unbox Pearls. I just am so happy to have you in my life. And just thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't say thank you enough for who you are and who you've been. Definitely a great influence in my life. Whether you recognize yourself as that or not, you have because you've been that steady person that I know I can call. And I think one of the things that we didn't mention that I love so much is that even over the years, we didn't have to talk all the time. It wasn't that, like, I think recently we talked probably more than we used to back in the day, but um, we didn't have to talk every day, every hour on the hour, but we could go a month and then pick up right where we left off. We could go 2, 3 months and we pick up right where we left off because we knew that we always had each other. So just thank you for being who you are and just being my best friend. I pulled a card and with some scripture just to wrap up the conversation that Nikki and I just had. And it is from James 1:17. It says, whatever is good and perfect is a gift coming down to us from God our Father, who created all the lights in the heavens. And when I think of best friends, when I think of um, Jesus being a friend, I think of him giving us the gift of friendship, that he has not allowed us to have to live alone, but we can live in community. And I am so grateful for the good and perfect gift that he's given me in a friend that gets me, understands me, and can be my BFF, my bestie, the one that I can know that she's ride or die, that I can turn to when I have questions or when I need answers or when I just need somebody to listen. She's able to do that for me, and I'm able to return that favor. So when God has given us and created someone just for us, we have to be grateful for that. We have to be grateful for that. He's an intentional God. He did it intentionally. He didn't miss the mark on this. He didn't do it without regard. He didn't do it forgetting who we are or what we need. He knew exactly who I would need at a time. And I believe with Nikki, he looked far ahead. He said, you're going to need the gift of her friendship at this point in your life. You're going to need the gift of friendship at that point in your life. She's going to need the gift of your friendship at different points of her life. And I am going to intentionally decide that she would be birthed around the same time as you so that you all would meet up and become friends. So 50 years strong. And I'm looking forward to so many years. I'm grateful to God for. And I do love my bestie. And I pray that you'll find or have your bestie too. So thank you so much for coming to Unboxed Pearls, and we look forward to doing more videos with you. Have a great day.